Ba-dum-bum-bum, ba-dum-bum-bum. Hello there, I'm Leland Redfield, and in this video, we're going to talk about how focusing on one platform can explode your membership growth and why spreading yourself thin does not work. Let's jump into it. So, the growth framework for memberships is always four things, right? Or five things, excuse me. It's leads, delivering the content of the membership, ascending them to new products and new services, retaining them as members, and then converting them from a free lead to a paid lead. And so we're focusing on leads today, and that's the foundation for your growth. Five reasons to use one platform, at least at first. So problem number one, and this is very common. Most people are half-assing two things or more than one thing. Sometimes three or four different platforms. You can't half-ass two things. You should whole-ass one thing. That's a Ron Swanson quote. So you want the mindset where you're going to master one platform first and then be completely present on that platform. When we built our Sarah Beth Yoga membership, we focused on YouTube solely, and we still primarily focus just on YouTube. One platform is all you need. And each platform you can do at a really high level. What happens is most people, they, again, they half-ass Facebook, they half-ass Instagram, they half-ass YouTube, and then they think that if they're on all the platforms that they're going to get better results, and it just does not happen. Problem number two is not responding to comments or engagement. So you want to engage with your audience on every single comment, every single time. Because what you're doing is you're building a community, you're building a tribe. And what happens when you're spread thin across multiple platforms is comments become a burden, right? Messages become a burden. You don't respond to people because you have too many comments and you think that you'd rather be producing content or posting more than engaging with the people who are warm. They're warm. They're ready to engage with you. And so commit to one platform and respond to everyone. Too many things happen at once. So problem three, too many things happening at once. So this splits your attention and kills your momentum. So when you're on multiple platforms, you're gonna have multiple likes, multiple comments, multiple everything. And you also have to create content for each different platform. And you can do it with AI now, but what ends up happening is that all of the content is watered down. The content you're making should be very specific to the platform that you're putting it on. And to do each platform right, it actually takes a lot of work if you're doing it at a high level. And when a lot of times we look around, we see these marketers who are on every platform and doing things at a really high level. They usually have teams that are executing and they're dialed in. And learning how to run Instagram at a high level takes a lot of work, takes a lot of education, takes a lot of practice. And you're going to get watered down, you're going to get diluted if you're trying to do multiple platforms at once. And you only need one platform. This is something a lot of people don't understand. You just need to be great at one platform, and that can usually get you enough traffic to make you the money to free you up to do what you really love. Problem number four is not doubling down. And so I love this framework. It's more, better, new. So you always want to focus on what's working and just do more of it. That's the easiest way to grow your business. So if you're on YouTube and you're doing once per week and it works, do twice per week for uploads. If you're on Instagram and one reel per day works, do two reels per day. So you always want to start with more to grow your business. Then you want to move to better. So how can you do that platform better? How can you have a better hook on YouTube? How can you have a better call to action? How can you do better SEO? Same thing with Instagram. If you're on Instagram, how can you have better hooks? How can you have more engaging videos? How can you post in a way that's just better, right? So you start with more and then you try to do it better. And then only then do you go to new platform, new whatever. But that's only if these two things aren't working, right? And it takes time, and a lot of times people don't understand what better looks like because they just haven't studied the platform. These platforms have quite a bit of nuances to them, and so if you're trying to grow your business, you want to get really good at one platform, figure out what that algorithm wants, and a clue. Almost all algorithms want is for people to stay on their site, on their website. YouTube wants watch time, all of them want them to stay on their site. So how can you do that better? And then you can look at something new. But again, don't jump to new very quick. Focus on doing more and better first, because that's really how you grow in a sustainable way. Is you get really good at one thing, and then once that one thing works, then you're off to the races. So do more on the same platform and then do it better. Problem number five, shiny object syndrome. And so I'm sure you guys all know what this is, but a new platform comes out and you just want to try it when things get slow. You want to try something new. You think you should try this. Again, this does not work with the more, better, new framework. And it's the most common thing I see with entrepreneurs and people who are trying to grow memberships is that they they have shiny object syndrome. They hear, oh, Facebook ads is doing well. I need to do Facebook ads. Or TikTok's blowing up. I should do TikTok. Right? But what every time you do that, you're diluting your focus, you're diluting your attention, and you're spreading yourself thin. And if you're like me and like the businesses that I usually work with, we like to keep things small. We have small teams. We don't want to scale. We don't want to have a bunch of employees. So we want to be really potent and really focused with our attention. And shiny object syndrome is a very, very real thing. And you just have to get better at saying no to things, right? New platforms are a last resort. So to recap, if you want to grow your membership, focus on one platform with one product. Then focus on consistently posting as often as you can. You want to whole ass one thing. You don't want to half ass two things. And you want to double down on what you're doing before switching platforms. If you double down and you know the platform and you're doing everything you understand and it's still not working, then you can consider looking at a new platform. And fix five, new platforms are a last resort. So again, more, better, new. If you want to accelerate your membership growth, join the Membership Accelerator. There's a link below this video. We find your membership's biggest constraint. We help you fix it. We have real strategies, no fluff, no courses or anything like that. Everything's totally personal. I respond to everything and I give you exactly what I would do to fix your number one constraint. So focus on one platform, grow your business, get really good at it. And I hope that was helpful. Enjoy your day.